What's going on, guys? It's Shadow, bringing you guys another round from game night. Ended up facing a Luffy. I won dice roll, chose to go first. Against Luffy, you always want to take first curve. You don't want to give that to them. So although ideally, yes, Blackbeard wants to go second, not against Luffy or Doflamingo at that. So we go ahead and start it. I do not have a turn 1 play. No Lafitte, no stage, which is very unfortunate, or my era begins. But I do end up seeing the Lafitte there. So I end up swinging 5. He takes it, which very interesting. I know typically Luffy likes to hold on to life until they ramp it themselves, which kind of shows me that they have no counter. And then I established Lafitte and .Q there. Ideally, Lafitte is going to be my turn 1 play, so I can search and then establish .Q, so then I have a pseudo blocker. But at least I have it set up for the turn after. Luffy is going to just establish a Zoro Joro here, I believe. Oh no, he goes with a Bong play, which is interesting. I haven't really seen a lot of Luffy lists really running the Bong plays. But he is able to swing 7 here at my life. I do take it. And was able to ramp twice. So no matter what, next turn, he is going to be at Luffy Taro Dawn. Which is pretty fast ramping here. So I'm going to start off the turn with a Van Augur, reducing that Bong play by 3, and then knocking with the .Q. Don't want to leave that Van Augur on the field, especially once I start establishing Burgess. It will take the attack stat. And I end up pitching a Burgess for my leader ability because, again, I do not want to let him use the Luffy Taro on play to spam 2 bodies on board. And you do see my little Blackbeard Lego piece at the field there. He ends up swinging at the .Q, which is okay with me. I am going to get a draw off of it. More than likely, I do have the Lafitte if I absolutely need to grab .Q again for removal. But it's okay. It's also something I want in the trash specifically for Burgess. And you do see he spams the board with 2 4 costs, which is very good. This is what you want to do against Blackbeard. You want to play out as many bodies and go as wide as possible. I do see a lot of people not do this and just try to establish a big body and go wide, or not wide, but swing big. Yes, I will be taking those swings, ideally, because I won't be able to counter them all. However, I eventually just outpace spamming the 10 drops, stunning the big one. Maybe Burgess is big enough to start swinging into it. So when you go wide, I just am unable to keep up with it, especially with the removal aspect. So I do use -3. I believe I chose the Zoro Joro for it. I didn't choose the Hitakori. And you're going to see a nasty play later in this, but his is like a Don minus. You have to pop a 1, or I believe a 2 cost or less. And I don't expect much Don minusing happening in this matchup, especially since I did, do take away the on play. So Luffy Taro can't happen, Big Mom, Secret Luffy. But you're going to see this Luffy is running a tech card that I was not expecting. So I established Burgess is not really doing much, especially since I only have 3 cards in the trash. So he's just a base stat of 5. So I'm not really going to be swinging with Burgess too much. He's just there for when I am going to be able to start using that ability, or swinging big. And I believe here is where my opponent does do this crazy play. So he's going to end up establishing, I believe, 3 bodies this turn, one of them being a Hitakori. And he's going to clear my entire board. So you do see he is thinking about how to go about this play. Because again, the play you're going to see isn't something that you're typically used to seeing. So it was even something new to him. He wasn't sure how to go about the turn. And I myself was not expecting it. So you do see flooding the board with 2 4 costs. And then he's going to use, I believe that is, I forget the name of it, but it is Gravity Blade? No, not Gravity Blade. Gamma Knife. Which will reduce, I believe, -5,000 of the Van Augur. And since he does Don minus, the 2 Hitakoris do KO my .Q and Lafitte. So he was able to knock out 3 characters on my field. So I do take draw twice because of .Q and Van Augur knocks. And I do use the My Era Begins and I find Liberation and automatically play it right away. Specifically because he has 2 or more characters than I do, so I am able to knock a base cost of 6 and a base cost of 4. Very important that you remember that it's a base cost, because if you do reduction on it, it will not knock out any of the characters. It is not like Black Hole or Finger Pistol. No matter what, it's going to check base cost. So Liberation's only really good as far as, you know, the aggro decks like Doflamingo and Zoro. Other than that, Liberation really isn't going to be doing much against the bigger bodies. So it kind of takes away going wide against Blackbeard, but I don't really run it more than 2 at the moment. And you do see I pitched Kuzan for leader ability so that he doesn't go and play like a Big Mom to remove my Burgess off the field or a rush Luffy here. However, we are taking away the Luffy's tempo here, especially after that Liberation, being able to take away those 2 bodies he just played. I believe at best he might just establish a 9 cost here. Just starting to slam some of those big bodies that he has in his hand. However, we are in a pretty good spot. Not having stage is very unfortunate, but we're making do with what we have. And he finally swings 5 at life, and a Finger Pistol trigger out of life was absolutely what he did not need to see there, but perfect for me because it does KO the Hitakori. And my bird just does go up another 1k stat line, which is perfect for me. He does establish that 9 cost Luffy, so just an unfortunate trigger to see out of life for my opponent here. And at this point, the 10 drop is going to just nullify that Luffy, and then now I can just start putting pressure with my Burgess and pass turn. So now I don't really have nothing to worry about here. If he establishes another big body, that's perfectly fine, because all I have to do is block with my 10 drop, because his leader swing is only going to be, I believe, at least a 6k. And I think I only have 3 cards in hand here, but again, we're in a pretty good spot since we're able to remove his entire board and stun this 10 drop or 9 drop Luffy. So this is the main thing you have to do in this matchup. Take his curve, put pressure, remove the board as it gets established. Easier said than done, but with the consistency of being able to see your pieces like Liberation and Black Hole, also Doc Q and Van Augur, you know, you are able to somewhat do this, as well as if he does get rid of the Van Augur, you do have Kuzan to be able to bring it back from trash, because they are going to spam the board with a lot of 4-drop and under characters, as you have been seeing like the Zoro. I'm not sure if they're still running Law at all. And you do see another Gamma Knife here. He was going to choose Burgess, but chooses to put it on the 10 drop there, which reduces it by 5. I'm going to end up choosing to, I believe, just take it. He swings at life. There's no point in me even blocking. I'd rather take the free card from my life there. That would be better beneficial for me. And at this point, all he has is this blocker here, pretty much standing in the way for a game for me. I do have the answer in my hand, which is going to be a Black Hole, which nullifies all the abilities of a character. So the Sanji will lose its blocker ability, and I will be able to just pretty much go in with my entire board. If needed, I do have the 10 drop as well for a final big swing. And you're going to see it here in a second. There's the I was considering on doing 2, but yeah, I think I had a Van Augur Doc Q or something in my hand, but looks like I opt to swing 9k with Burgess first to basically bait out whether he's going to give me the blocker or not. And once he takes that life, this is where I use the Black Hole, nullify the blocker ability, and then put it all on Blackbeard for the win. And as always, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought of the match, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.